Hi team. I sure wish I was coming back to make a video that was about good news. I think this is the second one in a row that was addressing the budget challenges, and soon we will be past this and we will focus back on the future and the exciting things that are happening in Tulsa Public Schools, because there are a lot. But unfortunately, I'm here to give you an update on what's happening with the way in which we're dealing with our budget crisis. And so on the most recent board meeting, the board took action on our recommendations for reorganization at the central office. The result of that was a net decrease of a little more than 100 positions in the central office for a savings of $3.7 million. 2.7 of that will help us with the state deficit. The other $1 million is in federal funds, and that is freed up so that we can distribute those funds to the schools so that our schools can have additional federal money to help support the work and also hopefully offset some of the challenges that will be experienced at the school level because of the budget crisis. Tonight at the board meeting, the board will be reviewing the changes to the bell times. This is a savings of about $1.4 million. I know that this change to the times of schools certainly is an inconvenience to families, and I don't use that word, I don't mean to minimize it. I know that this means people will have to make in some cases, major adjustments to their schedule and operating, managing the effects, and maybe even, finding different childcare arrangements and things like that. So it is very serious, but I think that given all of our options, it's a good one, and one that allows us to continue the programming as is, other than some small changes to the times, the start and end times of school. In addition, we're making some minor changes to athletics, again, trying to minimize the number of students who are impacted by the changes to athletics. The other thing that we'll be presenting to the Board of Education tonight are the staffing allocations. This is the part of our addressing the budget crisis that we've all been most particularly hoping to never have to get to be honest with you, because it is really, really difficult. But we knew that with the magnitude of the budget deficit that we're seeing at the state level, and anticipating what that's going to mean for us, meant that we couldn't forever protect our schools and classrooms, our teachers, our students, and other folks in the teams at the schools from the effects of this situation. And so we'll be talking about this tonight. The bottom line is that we are going to be eliminating about 150 teaching positions. Now, what's really important for people to know is that we, at this time, feel confident that we'll be able to keep each of our teachers in the district. And what will happen, though, is that people may need to move to a different building because of adjustments at different schools. So the good news is that we believe that because of the number of teachers that we hire every year, that we'll be able to keep our team, but there will be changes that will be challenging. Making a big change like that certainly has a big effect on the individuals involved and the teams at the school level. And of course, there will be, because of these reductions, there will be program impacts at our schools. We tried everything we could to minimize this moment. We are also sharing with the board tonight a couple $1 million in cuts to service contracts that we've gone through and scrubbed contracts to pull those back. So at this point, we feel like we have gotten every opportunity, found every opportunity we could to find additional budget cuts. So we're at the moment where all of our community is going to see and understand what this is going to mean for our schools. It'll probably be more in the next couple of weeks when it becomes more clear precisely what this will mean at the school level, because once the district looks at the staffing allocations and the board approves them this coming Monday night, the next thing that happens is then that schools need to make adjustments at their level with scheduling and other kinds of decisions. So that is will be a little bit slower to come out and to be understood. And I think what that means is that over the next few weeks, it will become more clear about how this budget crisis is going to be experienced in our close-knit school communities. The bottom line is that this is going to be difficult. There's really no way for us to make cuts of this magnitude. These are quite literally historic reductions in our budget, and they come on the heels of other reductions to our budget. And so they're going to be felt, and they're going to be painful. And what we're going to need to do as a community, and when I say that I mean both school communities and Tulsa as a whole, we're going to have to come together and work together on this. We're going to need to come together to manage what's about to happen and make the best of it. We're also going to need to come together to support one another during this difficult time. And we're also going to need to come together to advocate for our teachers and students. I feel confident that that's the way Tulsa will respond to the situation, because I've seen that happening already. People want to know, what can they do to help? Who can they talk to? How do they make a difference in this situation? And even what can they do personally to help out? And so I'm confident we'll continue to have that kind of a conversation here in Tulsa as we deal with these changes. So more to come with the specifics of what this all means, but I wanted to just reach out to let you know how sorry I am that we are going through this. We will get through it. I have no doubt about that. We will, but it's going to be hard. Ultimately, though, we have exciting things happening with our new plans, Destination Excellence, and I feel really enthusiastic about the ways in which some of that's going to be rolling out, even beginning this summer. So thank you so much for everything you do. I really appreciate you, and let us know if you have any specific questions, and we'll do the best we can to give you all the information you need. Thanks, everybody.